Alright, so you guys can see sort of like the outline for like the reach of the pet loot right now. So we don't actually hit further than the ladder at the moment. So if I put on Nezuko, no, it doesn't look like it's increased at all. Holy shit, we actually got scammed by Nexon. There's no mention of the increased suck range. What the fuck? What was the point of the maintenance? A set of these is about 86 plus 90, 156 plus 995, about 270 bill. Whereas a set of this is currently going for about 200, 340 bill. So I'm paying about a 70 bill premium just so that I get the Demon Slayer pets. Is that really worth it? Oh, someone has a victory here. Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, definitely not getting the victory. Little Flora, why is this one 200 bill? Okay, I guess someone just is being super optimistic that these will go up in price really early. But it probably won't go like that. I'm just thinking 270 bill for the shitty pets versus 340 bill for a set of aesthetically pleasing pets. Pets that I really like. And just off topic, a few of you might be wondering when is it actually worth picking up vac pets in Reg server? Well, I think this question is actually pretty difficult to answer in Reg server. The first question I would have is, how would you like to play this game? Are you more of a daily gamer, like you just want to do your dailies, your monster parks, and just want to level up organically through the dailies? Or do you enjoy grinding a lot and you want to mainly level up through grinding? I think if you enjoy grinding, my next question will then be, what progression point are you at right now? Are you able to afford a vac pet? If you're still early to mid game and you're not even able to farm efficiently at maps, then is there a point in getting vac pets in the first place, or is it probably more worth investing your money into better gear? My last question will then be, how much do you expect to grind in this game? Because if you just look at this, vac pets are currently going for about 85 bill. If you're an average farmer, you'll probably make about like 400 mil an hour. How much do you think you will have to farm in order to make back this 85 bill in the first place? Well, it's about 220 hours. Also, this 85 bill that you're paying is upfront, which you could actually have used to merch and make even more money. So for the correct representation of this scenario, you'll need to think about also the opportunity costs. Are you a mercher? If you're a mercher, how could that 85 bill impact the way you can spend your money as well? For example, you could have bought 6 legendary familiar cards at like 15 bill each today. And let's just say that the familiar cards go up in price to like 25 bill in 1 month time. Then you could have made 60 bill. So the amount of money you need to get to recoup that would probably be 140 bill, not this 85 bill in the first place. So as you can see, there's like a lot of different factors you need to consider. And this is just for one vac pet. With the current NX rate, I'd say in about 99% of the situations, if you're a casual player, it's actually very much not worth getting a vac pet. I did say in my previous video, there are pros to having a devalued measures market. So for example, you can Star Force very cheaply, you can buy Soul Erda fragments very cheaply, due to the botters in the server. But anything to do with converting mesos into NX, which is essentially what buying vac pets with mesos actually is, this is borderline impossible right now. Like even with my character, if I were to equip the 3 vac pets, that 340 bill could have been way better spent on getting like gear. Like I'm sitting at about 79k hexa converted if I were to max out my 6 job skills. But even like 340 bill would be enough to push me to like 90 to 95k hexa converted, which is actually quite huge because I could be doing harder bosses that give better rewards. So that's my opinion from a logical perspective. Ultimately, it's up to you if you enjoy something and you don't really care too much about the monetary value and you're not financially constrained into buying some of these vac pets. Like hell, you don't even have to be a whale at this point. If you just want to buy these, then go ahead, right? There's not anyone who could tell you off for buying what you want. They'll only just be telling you that it's inefficient to be buying it at your progression point, which is true in my case as well. However, if you are free to play, I would probably advise against getting more than one vac pet until you have better gear, like until you're in like a later stage of the game. Because even the barrier to entry for one of the vac pets is pretty high. Imagine the barrier of entry to getting 3 of these vac pets. Like that 260 bill I mentioned on these shitty vac pets could be way better used just progressing your character up like much further. So when deciding when you're ready to pick up a vac pet, think first about your own personal financial situation in-game and outside of game, and also consider the direction that you want to take with this game. But yeah, of course, if you're a whale, just ignore everything I've said. Also, to add to your dilemma, in January, we had a more favorable mesos to NX rate, so our mesos was worth more. As you can see, the VAC pets were only 60 bill at that time, so it might be worth holding out for a future VAC pet sale if you are still intending on buying a VAC pet, but you just think 85 bill is too expensive right now. It's just reflective of the current mesos NX rate, but it's just also unfortunate with the timing because there was a legendary pack familiar sale and also the ongoing Demon Slayer event, which is pretty much bottlenecking our meso NX rate because everyone wants to gamble for the Demon Slayer stuff. I'd say in about 2 months time, when there's Shining Star Force, you'll see a better meso NX rate, and you know, these 85 bill VAC pets will probably drop down to like 60 or even 50 bill when people need the mesos to tap their gear. Especially with the 30 star system coming into KMS, people are probably going to try to tap their gear to 23 stars to prepare for the 30 star system, which will eventually come to GMS. I'm anticipating the next Shining Star Force to be one of the biggest meso sinks in GMS history. I know there's a lot of misinformation floating around, but it is much more favorable for people to tap to 23 stars before the event to get their gear to 25 stars versus trying to tap to 25 stars after the event. Like, I was even planning on making a video to clear up this discussion because so many people were saying it's better to get to 25 stars after the event, which is actually just not true, both off event and on event. But that's why I think that it's probably not a good time to pick up any VAC pets at the moment, because right now is one of the worst times to have mesos, but in 2 months time, it will be one of the best times to have mesos in my opinion. I'm even contemplating selling my legendary familiar cards just because I know that the next Shining Star Force will be so big for so many people, late to endgame, and most of the people who play Reg server are late to endgame players. Yeah, fuck it, let's just go. Let's go. I'm equipping all of these now. You aren't gonna stop me from getting the pet that I want. Yeah, unfortunately, as I said, the victory will probably have to go to another character, which is fine because I can't even cover all the Cygnus classes with 6 classes anyways, which means that I will have to have another character for the Legion champion eventually. But now we have our hands on our 3 set of VAC pets here, which is going to make our farming actually a lot easier. Like, honestly, this is more for quality of life rather than anything else. By doing this, I'm also committing myself to playing more in Bera because otherwise I would have just wasted $1,000. So this is just going to be like my commitment to my character and also most likely this YouTube channel as well. So there's a few essentials I do want to pick up. So I'll pick up 3 of the auto feeds, just like, you know, so they can sustain themselves while I farm. I'll buy 1 of the auto HP potions, 1 of the MP potions as well. And then as I mentioned, you can only buy this for the next 2 weeks, so I'm gonna pick some of this up. Oh, you can get this with reward points. Okay, I'll pick this up. Pick the Nezuko up. But I don't think I'll have enough reward points for the Zenitsu one, which is a bit unfortunate. I'll just still pick it up though. I might just buy 1 more set of these just in case I want to re-scroll some of them in the future. Just because, as you guys know, in Reg server, the scrolls that we use to scroll the pet equips is basically another RNG system where we can either get 4 or 5 attack per slot, which is a bit annoying because we have to rely on RNG again so that we can get more attack on this, and I don't think there's a way of innocencing this as well. The only way is if you buy another one of the pet equips and then you re-scroll from there. And as I've mentioned, these only last up to the 29th of April, so it might be unlikely that they ever come back again, especially because it's an event collab item as well. So now I can give them all their weapons, so Tanjiro, Nezuko, and Zenitsu. Yeah, so as you can see, I already had an attack on these, so when I do bossing, I probably will need to use my old pets, but I guess with the new pets, it'll just be for whenever I'm farming, until, you know, later on when I can actually scroll this, and then I'll be able to replace these completely. And also, I'll just auto feed my pets as well, so just, you know, make sure they don't die while I'm farming. I'll probably give the buffs to Nezuko because she's my favorite, no bias. We have all the pets ready, and yeah, nothing more, just to start farming. Yeah, and as you guys can see, in Reg server, we get this VAC pet set effect as well, where we just get like 8, 10, 18 attacks. So I think these stack as well, so it's going to be 36 additional attack. And it's a bit odd because they mentioned that in the unscheduled maintenance that they fixed a set effect. in reg server, using the 3 vac pairs should give an additional suck range, but for some reason it doesn't look like it's been addressed. Maybe it just hasn't been included in the set effect here. Actually, I can even test that myself. Let's just see. I'll just get rid of Nezuko, and then I'll put on like Victory or something. Let's just see what the range is like. Alright, so you guys can see sort of like the outline for like the reach of the pet loot right now. So we don't actually hit further than the ladder at the moment. And obviously this isn't a perfect test, but this is what we just really have at the moment to work with. So if I put on Nezuko, oh, is the range increase a little bit? No, it doesn't look like it's increased at all. Which means he hasn't actually been resolved. Oh my gosh, that's kind of annoying because I only equipped this because the maintenance mentioned that they directly fix this, but it doesn't look like it's actually being fixed. Nexon, please fix. Holy shit, we actually got scammed by Nexon. There's no mention of the increased suck range. What the fuck? What was the point of the maintenance?